come out yet. But you know, it said it'll come out in half an hour, so it's fine. It's not a big deal. All right. So what's going on, everybody? All right. Okay. Let's do this. Let's see what we've got. Like I said, again, this is gonna be a live reaction to My Hero Academia, chapters 236, 241. We gotta catch up because the folks out there that read My Hero, love My Hero. All right, shouts out to Sniper of My Heart, shouts out to Kendra, shouts out to LT Smash, shouts out to Aniki, Orphe, Sophie, Chopper's left antler. The folks that are following, the folks that are like shouting out. You know what I mean? This is gonna be dope. I'm looking forward to reading these chapters. All right, so let's see what's going on. All right, if I did not shout you out, I'm sorry. All right, I'm gonna just like have a list set up, and every stream I'm just gonna shout y'all out every stream. I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, let's get into the chapter. Let's get into the chapter. All right. Chapter 200. So last time we left off, well, at least where I left off, we had some pretty hype stuff going on. All right. Last chapter I left off was 235, I believe, and that was a pretty amazing chapter. The color page was great. The just a dope color page. The scheme is awesome. Horikoshi seems to really like orange, which is fine. I mean, it's a good color. All right, but the color page was dope. The ending to the chapter was fantastic to me. I love that. If not super disturbing. All right. So we're gonna move on to 236. 241 should be out in like half an hour. So while I'm reading these chapters, I would say the chapter 241 will be out. So I'm just kind of like trying to do it that way. So like it'll be out while I'm reading. All right, let me let me share it on Twitter. All right, so folks know that I'm reading. Because live stream, it's different. So sometimes I don't know if I'm starting correctly or not. I don't know. But I'm gonna share it on Twitter. All right. Let me do that real quick so folks know that I'm streaming. Because sometimes, YouTube can be kind of not so nice with the algorithm, with the notifications, right, and all that nonsense. Come through. Okay. Let's do this. All right, so let's get into the chapters, y'all. Let's do this. Let's see what we've got. Chapter 236. Ooh, good stuff. All right. We don't got a title yet or anything like that, but and he did it. Oh my god. And we knew, we knew this, right? When I read the end of chapter 235, I was like, his dog he's gonna kill his dog, or he's gonna hurt his dog. He's gonna do something. And look at I can't. I gotta move on. Can't. No. Why though? Look at. Jeez. My goodness. All right. Let's move on. I can't deal with that stuff. Oh, yay. Man. Sorry, my eyes being a little weird. I might have a lashing or something. Whatever. All right, chapter 236, as we sort of figured out as well, is going to be is entitled Tenko Shimura Origin Part 2. So he killed his dog. Just incredibly sad. Just like I honestly, I'll say this: I don't like it when authors hurt animals for no reason. Like it's like he could have destroyed something else. Why do you have to kill the dog? You know what I mean? It's like JoJo, at the beginning of JoJo when Danny died. I'm like, not only does the dog have my name, but it's like, it's too much. We don't even, my fiance is like, nope, same. This is one of the reasons why we are like the same. It's like, why do you gotta kill the animals? Why do you gotta do that? Unnecessary. All right? Ugh. All right, back to the chapter. Back to the chapter. I don't like that stuff. All right, let's move on. Tenko? Huh? So sorry about that. I shouldn't have done that. I was the one who said it had to be a secret. Sorry. Hana, Mon, he's can't talk. What's wrong? And then she saw the dog. This is too much. All right, can we move on from Mon's corpse, please? Jesus. Wait, don't go. I get what people will say, like, oh, there's a, you know, it's the fear and the horror effect. I'm like, nah, it's just gross. It's just, and unnecessary. It's just, I can't. All right, move on. Can't talk. So itchy. Hana, itchy. I thought you came to apologize, didn't you? So this time, you gotta protect me. Help me. Hana. Ugh. I was convinced some nasty villain must have targeted the family and made Mon crumble to pieces. And then the same thing happened to Hana. At that moment, I still thought it was a villain's doing. Ah, jeez. And then he vomited. No. Maybe that's wrong. Ooh. Very visceral. I will say this, like, everything about it is very visceral, and Horikoshi, like, Horikoshi's, like, the art is very, like, intense. And he's good like that. Like, when Hori, like, when he wants to get, like, very intense with the art and sort of realist in a way, he's very good at that. Thinking back, maybe I already understood what was really going on. Your father, he knows. He knows how hard it is for heroes. Why they always make up excuses for him. Don't cry. That's all they ever had to say to me. I can't take this anymore. It built up. Little by little over time. I hate everyone. Boom. Wow. Incredibly visceral. My hero went to a place just now. Yes, on that night. Man, oh man. I hope you can live a life full of smiles and joy. Wow. Father, I'm sorry. What? Father. Wow. Okay, so he knocked him out. Tenko, stop. Yes, in that moment. While brimming with unmistakable bloodlust, I touched my father. Wow. You die. It filled me with pure, maddening ecstasy. What a panel. Somewhere deep in my heart, I must have been yearning for that all along. And just like that, the itch was gone. Wow. And that's 15 pages, yo. That's just 15 pages is just... Oh, jeez. All right, let's move on. I mean, like, look. I understand it's a good chapter in terms of, like, the story. I personally don't like the chapter because it's just like, why kill? Like, it's just like, you could have let the dog run away or something. Yeah, like, it's just too much. It's just too much. I don't like that. But everything else I think was was pretty good about the chapter. But anytime I see like animals being hurt for no reason in a chapter, I'm just like, nah, no. You know, it's just, I don't like it. You know, and then it's just too much. It's like, why you gotta show the corpse? You know, it's too much. All right, let's move on. 237. All right, let's see what we've got. Okay, I killed my family. I ran away from home, and after that, not sure what to do. What now? I wondered. Somebody, anybody, just tell me. Somebody help me. Guilt racked my body and lodged itself in my throat, so I couldn't speak. Hi there, little one. What's the matter? You're all dirty and then just, look at him. Just snapped. I'm sure the police or a hero or somebody can help you. But I'd better be off to my job. Mustn't be late. Bye-bye. You know what's interesting about that? That's so interesting because it's like, normally, I think, like, nowadays, you would try to help, like, if a child's just, like, wandering around, like, I think you would try to help that child, right? But I also think, like, at least here, it's interesting because it's like, there's just a look, right? Like, the whole point of that is just like, this, something about this kid, just stranger danger, all right? It's a little flip, right? It's a little flip, but stranger danger, all right? But that's wild. The Ole's just like, nah, I'm gonna go to work. I'm like, you couldn't call somebody? Couldn't call somebody? Come on now. Y'all don't got phones? All right? There's bound to be more trouble on average in densely populated areas. And one lost, wandering child is just a blip compared to real emergencies. No! That's not true. That's not true. I'm sorry. If you are in, like, I don't know, New York City, urban Chicago, Cali, you know what I mean? Some place like, certain places, right? DC. Come on, son. Come on. Really? You just a blip? No, sorry. That's not true. That's not true. All right. Even so, in a society overflowing with heroes, I thought maybe the reason no one helped me was because I was being punished for killing my family. I don't think that's why they're not helping you. I think it's just because you got a deranged look in your eyes, and folks are kind of like, okay, he's young, but also we don't know. All right, but folks gotta call somebody. You call a hero, call somebody. Come on, you got cell phones. This is not a difficult thing. There's no, gotta run over to somebody else's house, use the little rotary phone. None of that. You don't gotta talk to no operator or anything like that. Just make a call. If only I thought the itch was gone. If only back then anyone had reached out to help. Yeah, and I think that to me, that's very, very sort of like telling in terms of like, I feel like I feel like maybe this is just like, I don't think this is a Japanese like thing, like in this area within like Japan. I don't know. I don't think that I have a hard time like seeing this though, but I don't know. I would have to ask somebody, like, is this like a thing? Like, would this like happen? Like, if a child was just wandering? And I think part of that is like, maybe because I know that it's fairly common to have like children after a certain age like go to school on their own and have like a certain like semblance of independence in that way. So I guess it would make sense to me to have sort of like, if a kid's just kind of like walking around, folks are just like, all right, a kid maybe he's just heading to school or heading somewhere, pick up something for their parents or whatever. So I guess, right? But like, he's pretty young and nobody like made a phone call. Like, I don't know how I feel about that. All right. You know what I mean? I don't know. It just seems kind of off. But that's just me. But the imagery is like amazing. Hardy's in his artist bag, definitely. All right, so let's move. But that's true. It's like if somebody, come on, somebody reach out to help a kid. Come on now. All right. Then maybe the itch would have gone away for good. I had forgotten all of these memories up to this point. But now, you have within you an impulse to destroy that even you can't control. It's bursting out of you, and the itching is letting your body know. You don't have to endure it. Your impulse isn't necessarily a bad thing. Are you messing with us? Right here on our turf? I'm like, look at this little child. What are you doing? He's got to be like 9 at this point. 8 or 9. Are you messing with us right now? Don't go thinking that you being a snot-nosed brat earns you a free pass. It doesn't. These guys are cornballs. Oh boy. Ah, now what? Now what has you scared? So meek? So pitiful? No. You should act as your heart commands. Or else the only one to suffer will be you. Conscience, morals, ethics. All mere fabrications invented by others. People who wanted the world to run smoothly as they saw fit. Don't let those fabrications restrain you. Don't cower in fear. Because what lies within you is more important than anything. Now, Tenko, what do you want to do? Those 2 guys who hurt me back there, I want to kill them. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like this bad feeling is filling me up, and I can't stop it. I can't hold it back. Then to you, I say, try your best. Oh, Lord. Father of the Year, this guy. Look at all these hero agencies popping up. Oh, Father Figure of the Year, this guy. Look at all these hero agencies popping up around here. It's so annoying. Who's this? I always want you to keep them close to you. So that those feelings never fade. Oh my goodness. You're one creepy kid. What do you want with us? Boom. Strange. I thought he lost his memories. Not lost. Only shut away. But they remain within him. His family's hands will restrain him, keep him in check. With his memories locked away, it's only his unstable emotions that float to the surface. And that unease, look, he's keeping his own quirk in check subconsciously. I will cultivate him, encourage him. He will be the symbol of fear who lusts for destruction. And we've just witnessed his first major step down that path. I feel sick, like I'm gonna hurl. That was ironic. Like I'm gonna hurl. But then, why do I feel so calm too? Like I'm allowed to do whatever I want. Congratulations. You held back your tears and gritted your teeth, and now you've been reborn. Here, take this gift. It's from those 2 thugs who helped usher in your new life. Their hands. But why are there 5 of them? Why are there 5? There were only 2 of them. Just a little bonus to make up for the one you destroyed earlier. Never forget these memories you've made today. This gift soothed my battered body, like a newborn held aloft in celebration. Well, turn around and show me your new self. Tomura Shigaraki. Number 237 is Tomura Shigaraki origin. Tomura Shigaraki? From the verb tomura, meaning to mourn. It's used when we grieve and say goodbye to the dead. Tenko Shimura is no more. You're reborn now as one who beckons acts of mourning into this world of ours. What about Shigaraki? That's my last name. Oh. I've remembered it all. The future? Unnecessary. Whatever lies ahead, I just want them to live how they see fit. On that fateful day, I wanted to murder my father, so I did. My heart became unencumbered as I watched the rest of my family crumble too. No, that was not a tragedy. There's no stopping him. Hold him back. Gigantomachia. It's Gigantomachia! Stand your ground, Liberation Army. Even little David beat Goliath. Oh, Lord. They're not even chipping away at his HP. Did the big guy get even bigger? Hell. He's headed straight for Shigaraki. Dabi! We were naive fools. That giant was only toying with us all these months. Higanto Makia is unstoppable. Shigaraki is in grave danger. Finish your own battles and assist him. Redestro. Okay, so they're all of them were like in their own battles and like struggling and very good. And Spinner's like, Shigaraki! These sorts of things too. All unnecessary. Wow. He just destroyed. Yo! That was cool. That was cool. Okay. All right. Look. And I think the thing is, like, I've seen these things before. It's not even so much as, like, whether I've seen something before, but, like, how it's presented, and whether it makes an impact or not, right? Because, like, there are tropes you'll see all the time. A character, you know, destroys something that is a symbol of something that's held them back. You know what I mean? Like, you see this stuff all the time, but it's like, it's the presentation of it. It's like, what does it mean related to the story? Does it hit, right? If it doesn't hit, why do you feel like it doesn't hit? What's going on there? This hits. This is, like he just said, these hands, I don't need them. Right? Wow. And he's just shifted, right? What's really interesting, is like, I just noticed this, but what's really cool is like, when I'm looking through like the panels, it's something that I don't notice like at first, but when I'm like sort of looking through the art and doing stuff like that, it's like, at first I thought that the lettering had changed, but it's not the lettering that's changed, right? Because the lettering is still kind of like creepy, but the bubbles themselves are like much more smooth. That's really cool. And I think the reason why I noticed that and why I think it's just great is because like that panel is a panel that you're gonna focus on. You're gonna look through it. You're gonna like think about it, and it's like, yo, like that's so dope. That's so dope to me. I love. I will always love when speech bubbles like become like a part of the like sort of like become like a part of the art in a very palpable sort of way. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you're just like, okay, here's a speech bubble, and like that's a part of like how the page is constructed and how the panels are constructed. But like, and it's pretty important too in a lot of ways. But like here, it's like it's extremely sort of palpable. You just see it's just very straight. He destroyed the hands. It's just very good. I think it's just very good. Like Horikoshi is in his bag. Like he's very much so in his bag. You know? I think it'd be realistic if he was like a teenager. Right? Like, or if he was like 13 or 12 or something like that. But like at that point, he's fairly young. I think like anytime, like if I see a kid and they're just wandering around, I'm like immediately I'm like, yo, who's with you? You know what I mean? But I don't know, maybe people aren't like that, I guess. I don't know. You know, I just feel like people generally like when it comes to children, people are like, yo, is that child okay? You know? Especially if they look like Shigaraki did. They'd be like, yo, we gotta call somebody. Call local police precinct, whatever, 911. You gotta do something. All right? I don't know. That's just me, though. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on, y'all. Man, but the bubbles, that's a really nice touch. I really like that. It's just so cool. It's just cool. And it's just very, like, it's just, that's like, those are the kinds of sort of, like, metaphors that I like. You know, like, it's like, if you're, like, doing a comic, like, you should have, like, visual metaphors. If you're, you know, if you're having, like, those sort of, like, verbal metaphors, you should definitely have visual metaphors, like, in terms of, outside of the verbal. Like, the writing. Okay. All right, move on to the next chapter. That was a good chapter. I like that chapter a lot, actually. All right, 238, y'all. 238. I also like that these chapters are very short because like I can kind of go through them and I can take sort of I can give more time to them because they're short. All right. These sorts of things too. All right. All unnecessary. And now it's just, again, the speech bubbles are just very smooth. What I really like is, I just like that. I think it's really nice. It's just very neat. No pun intended. Number 238 is entitled Liberation, which is great. All right, Metal Liberation Army, Shigaraki's Liberation. Very cool. All right. Wow, he said stress 100%. Woo, he hulking out right now. Or so it should be. Wow, he crumbled the whole damn thing. I mean, I'm not surprised. I mean, he crumbled it before, but he kind of did it in a way that where he wasn't super aware of it necessarily. But now he's just like, nah. Wow, boom. What a panel. Destruction. All right, for those of you that watch Smash tournaments, all right, if y'all know D1, the commentator for some of those tournaments, and like whenever someone does something that's like incredibly hype and just like destroys someone, like their opponent, he's just like destruction. It's like this is what's happening here. Just like Shigaraki just like D1'd this dude. He just D1'd Redestro. It's a wrap. It's a wrap for him. Wow. Folks are just like, what? Wow. Just gotta destroy it all before you connect. It's no big deal. Yo! This panel is clean. This is a clean panel. This is like one of those panels where it's like very clear that like it's I don't know. It's just amazing. Like it's very clear that Horikoshi just like did this panel. I feel like he did this on his own, you know? Maybe he didn't. I mean, you could also have like assistants like work on like the ground and like the surrounding stuff, and he probably drew the like Shigaraki himself in the cape and everything. But this is a very, very cool looking panel. He looks very cool right now. Man, you're big, but that's all you are. I get it. You want to obliterate whatever bugs you. It's fun. My power is only a stepping stone. It's meant to liberate the people and to see Destro's will fulfilled. For the last few minutes, this pounding pulse. Is it fear? No, not fear. I convert fear into power. Then why? You're in a tight spot, Redestro. Rukia. We have kept ourselves hidden for generations, but now you will be the one to see Redestro's will fulfilled. Wow. And rectify his greatest regrets. Yeah, look at little Redestro. He's so cute. It's weird. Look at her little tie. Oh my goodness. But he's also like not good. But it's very adorable. He can't help but talk about how look how adorable he looks. A little part of the hair is very adorable. Now he's got a whole suit. Why am I feeling less stressed out? Detonarat's patented burden amplifying steel pressure mechanism. Claustro. Oh, that's okay. That's cute. That's cute. I love puns. I do. I think they're very neat. All right, Claustro. I love that. You know what's funny is like, okay, it says 150%. Wow. He's like, oh yeah, yeah. Shigaraki's like, oh yeah, really? Yeah, 150%. Yeah. It's just so funny because it's like this is not gonna do anything. You just give me more stuff to crumble. But what I love is like, this reminds me of I think a lot of people didn't like. I can understand why they didn't like the way sort of like Hitman Reborn ended. There were things about it that I didn't like as well. But one thing that I thought was neat and that what Makita Amano did, what she did, was make it so that as we went through Reborn, we saw all of these abilities, right? Like where Suna would just get equipment after equipment after equipment after equipment after equipment. And it got to a point where it was like, this dude has so much equipment. It's like, you know what I mean? Like he had a box and gloves and, you know, a headset. Like not to like he had so many things. And at the end, it was just like, dude, you got to believe in yourself. Right? And he just shed all of the equipment and was just like, let's go. You know what I mean? And it was just really, really cool. And what I loved is that, like, there was a bit of sort of foreshadowing there with his father, with Imetsu, right? With Iemetsu, where Iemetsu was just like, I'm fine. I don't got no equipment or nothing. I just go in. It was just dying will. Let's go. Right? And I just loved that. I thought that was really cool. Like, it was like, you can't beat me yet because you're still relying on all these different things, right? And you're not relying on your own power in the way that you need to. And I thought that was cool. And at the end, he was like, let's go. It's just gonna be raw. That's it, right? And it was just really great. I thought that was dope. And here, it's like he's got all this armor, and Shigaraki's just like, really? you put on another suit to make your quirk stronger, and it's just like, I ain't gonna do nothing. All right, let's move on. That's nice. Shigaraki trolling this man. He trolling this man, yo. Ouch, ouch. Each step is killing my arm. Ain't we getting too close? He hasn't noticed us. We're good as long as the cannon fodder keeps drawing his attention. He's too much for us. We just gotta get the League back together, and then... It's a rare day when the big fellow awakens early, and the League is doomed if we take him on in this state. That icy freak. I almost managed to burn him up. Doctor, you're listening, right? Warp us, or else Makia will tear us limb from limb. Ooh. Here we go. Trying to kill my little Johnny, are you? Huh? He develops a dreadful case of tonsillitis with every warping. It's not really my concern. Just tell him to bear it. Besides, I don't believe you. You've never had a problem with warping before. I try not to get too close with those who might give away my location to third parties. Contact me once you get the Liberation Army to stop tracking you. So will Shigaraki's death sit well with you? Isn't he meant to be All For One's successor? Which is exactly why he needs to be pushed into a corner. When we come up against the League of Villains meta abilities, we must be especially wary of Dabi's long-range flames. Geten, you are truly, you are central to the Liberation Army's success. I'm sorry, Registro. I'm sorry for worrying you. Phew, mad ice. Wow, he just sent all that ice at Higanto Maki. That's not gonna do nothing, but you know. Boom. What on earth? We must protect Registro. Geten! Ugh, whoa. Master Successor! Wow. Not suppression, but liberation. Naturally, people would seek to use their meta abilities freely. 150%, huh? Past the pain, beyond this awakening, it's as if this man has been utterly liberated. Okay. 150%, huh? Are you going all plus ultra on me? Is that it? Yo, Shigaraki is in his bag this chapter. Oh my goodness. He's trolling this man so hard. Oh, I can't. He's just like, really? Really? Oh my goodness. What I'm feeling in my chest is, and come on, that's how we gonna end the chapter. Oh my goodness. All right, let's keep it going, y'all. See, but this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about, right? Where it's like, folks are like, oh, well, why is there so many, why is it so short? It's only 15 pages. I'm like, look, I have no issue with 15 pages. Why? Because they're good. They're a really good 15 pages, right? But when some of y'all again, some of y'all are used to 19, 20 pages of mediocrity. All right. Now, if you get 20 pages of just amazing, just dope content, hey, I mean, great. But like, come on. All right, like, sorry. It's just, if you get that, great. But like, if you get 20 pages consistently of mediocrity that you think is very good, then when you get 15 pages of the dopeness and you don't realize that it's dope, you're gonna be like, oh, it's 50 pages. No, this is great. I do not mind this at all. All right, very good stuff here. Chapter 239, y'all. Chapter 239. This is very good so far. I like it a lot. All right, let's go. All right, hey, it's me, Suichi Miguchi, aka Spinner. All right, chapter 239 is entitled Successor. Stop the van. Pull back. Yikes, my shoes. Yeah. What you're seeing is me hanging onto the politician's van for dear life after the Twices protected me. Something big had happened up ahead wherever this van was headed. Not too long ago, it seemed like our tale was at a dead end. But now... Get moving, Giran. Or Jiren. Maybe Giran, I guess. It's been years since I had to run anywhere. Redestro! Woo! Shigaraki in his bag right now. Don't fear. Adopt this mindset. People's lives. Their progress. Their efforts. I hold all of it in the palm of my hand. Will you close your hand and destroy it all? Or roll it around in your palm according to your whims? That's up to you. That melding of hatred and delight is true freedom. Boom! Ugh. The decay is spreading fast. Based on this fight, he must have a limited range. If I get out of that range... Nah. There was a point where maybe, right? There was a point where it was like that. But now that he's been utterly liberated, he don't really got a range like that. At least he gonna get you. Man. Look at that. Just destruction, man. D1 level destruction. All will be destroyed. Wow. Boom. So much destruction, man. I mean, it's, and the thing that's sad about it is, like, one thing I like is, like, whenever narratives sort of, like, one thing I liked about Avengers Civil War, and that narrative was just, like, how important it was that, the movie in particular, right, is that, like, it was important to, like, note, like, the levels of destruction, right, to know that, like, folks were, like, losing their homes, people were dying, like, this is insane, like, this is an absurd level of destruction. Wow. Wow. Yeah, in range? Nah. Range? Nah. Higanto Makia looking on like, bruh. You already know what it is. Alright? And we knew this, alright? Once Shigaraki was like, alright, I'm just gonna destroy everything. Higanto Makia had never had a chance at that point, right? Like, he ain't got no ability to destroy, like, to, like, fight against a crumble ability of this level, of this magnitude. Nah, he don't got it. Alright? My goodness. Redestro just utterly destroyed. His legs looking a mess. Ooh. My goodness. These panels, so good. Your feet touched the ground, huh? Did you chop them off before your whole body crumbled? Well! 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 Okay. Oh my goodness. Hey, why were we fighting again? Man. Woo. Oh, right. Because you picked a fight with me. Redestro just done. He's just done. It's over. It's a wrap. Like I said, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Redestro, the Grand Commander. He's no way. Everyone, save our Grand Commander. Really? Really? Did you not just did y'all just not see what occurred? What are you talking about? I mean, like I get it, but it's like y'all gonna die trying. My insight. It's being drowned out. Impossible. Bruh. Stop. Stop, Trumpet. Any more would bring about meaningless death. Good. These fine people were just following No. They were following Destro's will. It was their willingness to die for the cause that brought us this far. Free use of meta abilities. Not suppression, but liberation. Oh, great Destro, the ideal citizen of your post-liberation world, was one who would embody freedom itself. Facing down the weight of history in our fated bloodline, with the abyss looming before him, this young man laughed it all off. Yes, I've seen it today. Just as you say, I brought this fight to you and lost. My life is in your hands. I was always prepared to die in the name of Destro's will. Higanto Maki is just watching. He's just watching. That's all he can do right now. He's just watching. The Meta-Human Liberation Army is yours to commit. Bruh! Yo! Yo! That's so cool! Yo! Oh my goodness. I can't. The hype is too much. This is too much. It's too much. I can't deal. What? Yo, I saw this young man shining bright. That warped, crumbling horizon. I'd never seen anything prettier. A true successor. Our dead end tail started picking up steam again. Huh? Yo, that's. I got. There's a lot to talk about when I finally catch up. There's so much I want to say. Had we agreed to cooperate with the Hisai group, we might be dining on fine sushi right now. You're a CEO, right? That means you've got money to burn. Right? Right? It says, I saw this young man shining bright. Right? And it says, that warped, crumbling horizon. I'd never seen anything prettier. Our dead-end tail started picking up steam again, to the point that nobody could stop it. Yo. Wow. 239 is a phenomenal chapter. It's so good. Whoa. Oh man. Deku's got no chance. I mean, he's got no chance against that. He's got no chance. None. None. That's what I love, right? Because it's like, you're supposed to have a force that's just absurd, right? Like, you're supposed to be fighting against an absurd force. And Higanto Maki was just like, wow, he made him bow down. Redestro was just like, bow down. I gotta give you the army. I gotta give you my resources. Bruh. Bruh. Whew. right? And this is what people say, right? Whenever you're like in business, whenever you're trying to do like entrepreneurship and that sort of thing. I don't really do that necessarily. Like I'm just like I just want to teach. I just want to teach children, right? Like this is my thing, and read manga and be in a loving relationship and be happy, right? And all those things, you know, and all these things, and do my YouTube channel and Twitter and all that stuff, right? And my book club. But like entrepreneurs always sort of saying, right, like you always need to know when you should outsource things, right? Like you have to be able to do that, because if you can't, if you like are sort of emphatic in terms of doing things yourself, and you don't have the skill set to do those particular things, you're gonna fail. You're gonna crumble, right? And you know, it doesn't matter how long it takes. It'll happen. So Shigaraki literally, right, in the art, right, in that chapter, had like a light bulb moment. He was like, "Ah, you got money. You're a CEO, like a legit CEO, not like I'm a CEO of you know, I sell stickers at my trunk, CEO of that company. Like, no. Dude is a CEO of a legitimate organization, of corporation, right, and has connections. Absurd. This is like we're moving into big things. All right, moving into big things. Okay, 1 week has passed since the battle revival party in Daika City. Or Daika City, I'm not sure how to say that. Probably Daika City. Number 240 is entitled Power. Of course it is. All right. A terrible tragedy unfolded in this once peaceful town. According to eyewitnesses, a group of 20 men and women with a particular grudge against heroes were the culprits. To conduct this premeditated attack, the terrorists used false information to lure heroes just outside the city before commencing their assault. In the face of this sudden threat, the citizens of Daika banded together to fight back. Heroes also joined the battle. Many of the good citizens of Daika lost their lives that day, but when the dust settled, all 20 conspirators were dead. At the time, President and CEO of Detnerat, Rikiya Yotobashi, was in Daika. Though he suffered terrible injuries, included the loss of his legs, the businessman survived. And look at these titles, right? Detnerat hero support items as counter-terror tools. Connection, deceased Shuasa executive was... Oh, Shueisha. That's cute. I remember. That's cute. Connection, deceased Shueisha executive was meeting Detnerat president. Yeah, I remember. Horikoji's in his bag. All right. While some claim that rampant quirk used by untrained civilians did more harm than good, many are lauding the citizens of Daika. I guess it is Daika. I'm gonna go with that because it just sounds better. I don't think it's Daika. I think it's Daika. All right. Many lauding the citizens of Daika as heroes who heeded the call of duty. With so many mysteries still surrounding this disaster, the investigation continues. Man, oh man. Wild. Well, no pain, no gain, as people like to say. But you didn't do squat. Haha, nonsense. I was amazing at running away. You're not gonna eat this, Dabi? Go ahead. I hate fish. Ugh, poor Toga. I'm so sorry. If Toga hadn't shared her blood, Toga would have... Oh, okay, yeah. Knock it off. It's creepy since I'm still alive. How about I stop creeping people out? How about that? Stupid leg. Stop kicking things without permission. I'm a bad boy. Please don't hit me. What? What the? What am I even saying? I thought he overcame whatever his issue is. Seems like it's become more severe. Looks like that forced remedy only made things worse. It's time. Come on. Shut up. We're dining on sushi over here. Maguro. Oh, okay. It was our money that paid for that fish, yeah? As well as your medical treatments, the video doctoring, and Toga's new coat. Yeah, so what? You've got us to thank for your big boss Baldy being here in this hideout and not zonked out in a hospital bed. Just let it go, skeptic. The Grand Command Redestro chose these people. And an order from Redestro is as good as any from Destro himself. Alright, basement level. Wow, Higantomaki in the crowd, bruh. Liberation Warriors. I am Redestro. Man, he in a wheelchair and all that. Which it's a dope looking wheelchair, I must say. That's pretty cool. It kind of looks like a mixture of it's like a mecha wheelchair. Okay. As of today, and he says so prickly. As of today, the Metahuman Liberation Army is reborn. Why does he still have the hand? That's a little odd to me. I mean, that must have like hold some sort of meaning and stuff like that, right? I mean, I understand why. I mean, I get it. Because I get it, but I have to think about that. All right, he looking, you know, he's a mess. Shigaraki's a mess. I thought all of Tomura's handy hands got busted up. One of them survived. It's a miracle it stayed intact in all that chaos. Yeah, because it's like his defining gimmick. In our quest to enlighten the world with Destro's will, I saw the League of Villains as an obstacle to be overcome. Yes, until that day, that is what I believed. I never doubted it. But please understand, I was blind to the truth. Bound by my blood and trapped by principles. That is until the day I witnessed true liberation. Have I surrendered? No. I now see that Tomura Shigaraki is a true liberator. It is out of deep reverence and necessity that I abdicate my position. The Liberation Army is revived, with Tomura Shigaraki as its Grand Commander. In light of our commitment to walk a more profound path of liberation, our Liberation Army and the League of Villains will conduct a merger under a new name. The League Spinner and I devised this name together. Oh, psst, let me go. Let's go. Now, tell them what it is, Tomura Shigaraki. The Paranormal Liberation Front. Interesting. That's a clean panel. I like it. Everybody got new clothes. Okay. We removed the villain part and expanded on the concept of liberation. I give you. Further, Oh, okay. Oh, that's weird. Oh, okay. I guess I was supposed to read that one first on the side. So it says, we removed the villain part and expanded on the concept of liberation. I give you the Paranormal Liberation Front. Furthermore, I appoint the 9 individuals you see here as my lieutenants, who will each be forming teams suited to their separate needs. That name's just a decoration. Kind of like this thing here. We're gonna do whatever we want. Yo, Hawk's in the crowd, just right, just hypervent, like he is like panicking inside. See a little sweat mark on his face. All right, I'm too late. This explains why he let me in so easily. What really happened over in Daika? That was you guys, right? If only someone had taken down the League sooner. All those good little citizens wouldn't have had to die. Ha. Whether this is really him or not, clearly you actually killed someone. Wow. Bruh. An army's worth of soldiers united under a single commanding will. Feel-Good Inc. with total control of the network. Detnerat with its deep ties to industry. And probably at least a few more of those high-end Nomu. You could do whatever you want, Shigaraki. Even in a superpowered society overflowing with heroes, you, Shigaraki, have amassed power on par with those very heroes, maybe even greater. Splendidly done, sir. Something to drink, perhaps. Get lost. Happily, let us get lost, Trumpet. What? He is like, he's just broken. He's broken. Your gesture was broken. That's all I gotta say about that. All right. Wow. Is that KT? Yeah. He said he can't. This is true. This is true. Very much so. Yeah. I mean, like, it's different because, like, I don't necessarily have a problem like with what he did per se, but I understand like how he definitely kind of messed with the balance, right? Like he messed with the balance of competition, and it was kind of like for a while, and I was like, whatever, you could just kind of easily predict who would win, like what. But Redestro was like, he's like beyond that. At least KD like tries to sort of, be like, hey, like I have my own brand and I'm trying to do these things over here, and I got, blah blah blah. Redestro's just broken, right? He's just done. It's a wrap for him. Yeah, right. He's very much the one is like Professor X like type stuff. All right. Okay. This is painful to witness. Yeah, this is tough. I guess he climbed the corporate ladder by kissing butt like that. Yo. Ugh. Whoa. It's a miracle he was standing at all, given his wounds. What an overblown new name. Though it's certainly better than League of Villains, which always felt so tacky. Hey, I tamed Makia. That's how you wanted me to prove myself, if I remember, right? You talking to Doc, Ujiko? Your memory's returned, and you're back to your original self, quirk included. As promised, I'll grant you power, if that's what you desire. However, there's one little final little task before that. You need to bring me something. Well, how do you do, Mr. Number 2? You're looking pleased as punch. Sure am. Now how about some intros? Can't make a move yet. They're still their backer in the shadows. I gotta figure out the whole story here ASAP before calling in Endeavor and the others. Come on, Hawks. If you're not quick enough, all of Japan is done for. These are facts. I mean, these are facts. And just in time, chapter 241 has appeared. Ooh. All of Japan is done for. Yo. I mean, this is intense. Wild. I didn't notice that. I should go back. I'll go back and check it out, but I didn't notice that she was. Neat. Not 30 minutes. Okay, so chapter 241, y'all. All right, we're back to the students of UA. The villain stuff. To me, this is like top 2. Like top 2 arcs in this so far, right? So far. To me, this is top 2. Easy. If I had to pick a favorite, I still really like the overhaul stuff, probably because I mean it features everybody, right? It features like so many different factions. It was like 3 different factions, right? It was like the villains, the Yakuza, and UA, right? Like it was like all of them just like mixed together, and it was a mess, and the battles were dope, and it was great. It was like very, and to me that's where like Horikoshi really got into sort of like his bag. He just like, you know what I mean? He really hit a stride, and he just like kept it moving. That's like still my favorite, but this arc is probably like my second favorite. And then my third favorite is school. So the school festival, the school festival with like Eddie and like the band and all that. That's like my third favorite. I thought Deku versus Gentle was phenomenal. I thought it was great and what it sort of represented. And then so that's 3. 2 is this one that the meta liberation and stuff, just awesome. And then the first one is Overhaul. Like I love that stuff. Like those are my 3 for right now. Not 30 minutes after receiving your provisional licenses, you went to work with some heroes that would put pros to shame. You must have become good friends through all the training you've done, right? That's how it looked to you? Better head to an optometrist or a neurologist. Yo, Bakugo is wild. Oh, he's too much, man. Said not 30 minutes after receiving your provisional licenses, you went to work with some heroics that would put pros to shame. You must have become good friends throughout all the training you've done, right? And then Bakugo's like, are you serious right now? Oh my goodness. And Todoroki's like, yes, we are friends. It's just great to see that again. It's so funny, man. Oh man. Huh? You making crap up now? When we become friends? We spent a lot of time together during the licensing course. That ain't how it works. There's no correlation between time spent and friendship. Correlation? Yo. Alright. You need that brain doctor too. And all of them are just watching like Ojiko, Deku, Ida. They're just like, what is going on here? That's so funny. All right. Oh, that's cool. Like they like fixed it again. Before it was like My Villain Academia. This is like My Villain Academia. That's cool. And like they're like fixing it again, putting back My Hero. That's cool. I like that. That's cool. Number 241 is entitled "Do That Interview." Okay. All right. Final weeks of December, several days before the end of term. Hiya. Yes, we are friends. A whole hour-long interview. No, I was not scared. Oh my goodness, they're just cracking up. And Bakugo's part was totally cut. It's for his own good in a way. They dare cut me? Yo. That was hilarious. I'd be laughing too. Not very all-mightish of him. He's nuts. Remove yourself from that desk, Mineta. Oh, he's just sitting on a desk? That's wild. I heard that, Deku, you dweeb. You too, bullhead. To think that was his 3rd interview. What a waste. All that good press he could have gotten after they got their licenses. That's not his style. These newly licensed heroes in training are just the sort of fresh faces we can rely on. And what's fine with me is like, it's like Baku's, like, to me it's like, you know, like people would be like, oh, he's too loud. And I get that. I'm like, he's gotta figure that out. You know, he's gotta figure out a way to like, sort of like, but he's totally right. I'm like, they're not friends. He don't be hanging out with Todoroki on the weekends, right? He don't go to the arcade or go to the mall or do each other's houses. Like, they don't do any of that stuff. All right. So he's not trying to be fake. He's not trying to do that fake stuff. All right. These newly licensed heroes in training are just the sort of fresh faces we can rely on. We eagerly await the day they can become full-fledged pro heroes, so that hopefully we won't see a repeat of the Daika City tragedy. It's been 9 days since that disaster, where 20 individuals pushed Daika to the brink of destruction in less than an hour. They say the scope of the destruction was even greater than the Kamino incident, although casualties were fewer thanks to Daika's remote location. Some see this planned attack as a deliberate attempt to shake society's faith in pro heroes. But what are people in the streets saying? It's dumb to criticize the heroes of Daika. What they ought to be talking about is relaxing this whole rigid system. Let's not go after the heroes who stepped up in Daika. They were supposed to follow the right paperwork first, huh? Keep trying even harder, heroes, because, like, we'll do our best too. Okay, so, audio, could I... Oh, sorry, Kuraishishu, hero expert. In the past, a situation like this, where heroes were forced to make a difficult call, would have earned those same heroes criticism. But I suspect we may be witnessing a critical turning point in this era. A large-scale shift in opinion, from criticism to passionate support. Feels like everything's different ever since the Can't You See kid did his thing. Yeah, it's no joke. Alright? It's all because Endeavor kicked butt. Todoroki's like, yeah, he's still a garbage father. Alright? You think the future's bright? Not so fast. It might seem like the winds of good fortune are blowing our way. But if you stop and think about the flip side of all of this, it's actually coming from a sense of urgency. It's response to danger. These cheers for the conquering heroes are really prayers, a plea that we emerge victorious. This is a wild shot. They've had enough of the showbiz side of heroism and want us to prove our worth for real. Yeah. Y'all better do more. Okay. Mount Lady? Who? She's your guest lecturer, since you'll have more media exposure going forward. More exposure, my butt. You'll do better next time, dude. I get that I'm the wrong guy to point this out, but you're the most showbiz person out of everyone. Yeah. All right, Minetsu, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Silence. Today's topic is all about media exercises. As a rising star myself, I'm the perfect hero to teach you how to work it. I don't know what we're gonna be doing. Come on, kids. Let's do with this plus ultra attitude. It's hero interview training. Womp womp. Amazing work out there, Shoto. Sorry, what are we talking about? Pretend you just finished a mission and say thanks. Thanks. Yo. Now tell us, Shoto, what sort of hero do you want to become? So it begins. The type who can make everyone feel at ease when I show up. Fantastic. But if a looker like you suddenly showed up, I think my heart would burst out of my chest. Do you have a heart condition? Yo, Todoroki is too much. What's with this kid? He's cute. I want him. What are your ultimate moves? Heaven-piercing ice wall. Yeah. It's good for crowd control, stopping villains in their tracks, and creating platforms. It has many uses. I have another move called Flash Freeze Heat Wave, which is a little more rough. Huh? What about that other one he used against Class B? Flash Fire Fist. Endeavor's thing, right? That's my dad's move. I'm not at his level yet. I need to keep aiming higher. It's okay to have personal touchy topics, but if you're trying to put people at ease, smiling would be a good start. Flash some smiles and you'll be a genuine lady killer. My smile will kill women? Yo, he's too much. This guy's on some Drax type stuff right now from Guardians of the Galaxy. He's wild. He's like too much. Like the literal, like he's taking. I can't. It's too much. It's too adorable right now. All right, that's enough. Are we supposed to showcase our moves during interviews? You sweet, naive UA kiddies. It's not like everyone in the world knows who you are already. Your ultimate moves symbolize you. It's through those moves that people learn what you're capable of. Then you can prepare for impromptu team-ups and combos, and warn people of villains and crimes. This way, everyone trusts you enough to put their lives in your hands. Shouting out the names of your ultimate moves isn't just for show. There's plenty of meaning behind it. Not too long ago, she didn't give a crap about anything except being on camera. Mount Lady's not the only one who changed. Every hero out there is being pulled up by the number one hero's rising tide. I am the one who runs at a breakneck pace to inherit the mantle of my brother, Ingenium. Great, I can really feel your sincerity. I bring encyclopedic knowledge and a powerful memory to the table. So confident. I'm reassured. I'm reassured already. Once I show up, everything's okay. Lightening the mood is a talent all of its own. No glory awaits those who know not of darkness. Loving those vibes. Good stuff. No blood's gonna be shed behind this wall. Get it done, boss. None of you are giving me reason to worry. You're all hitting the mark. I ain't gonna waste time on sound bites. Just shut up and follow me. Oh my lord. You're a better interview alone. Got it? You just don't mesh at all with humans. Yo. Sorry, I guess they cut you from the interview because I was there. You think you're hot stuff? As if I care what you say about me. Okay. Maybe he should just follow your lead and just avoid the media altogether. No, I think there's someone better for him to emulate. You go by Deku, right? I saw you in action. Hey, that's great. Really great. Yo, Deku's panicking. Any thoughts from your performance out there? Hey, that's great. Yo, and the way Horikoshi drew him. Yo, he looks like Legos. He's mastered my hardening quirk. He's so nervous. He isn't used to this sort of thing. Many of your moves seem to be homages to All Might. Is he a hero you admire? Yeah. So that gets you going? But I'm not just copying him. I'm actually customizing All Might's moves in ways that suit me best. Like take my Delaware Smash for instance, named for a U.S. U.S. state, I guess. Not in All Might's repertoire, and which I have improved upon to blah blah with Delaware Force, which is a version that Delaware, I guess, Air Force, I guess. Like endless muttering. I'm trying to go through it, but it's like, what about that move that burst out of you? I heard you made some progress. How's that going? Their presence is gone. It's been 2 weeks since then. I've been practicing and trying to visualize this every day. They're not really gone. He told me to make good use of them. That power is waiting for me down the road. It's just locked up for now. And since it's locked up, that means I can choose when and how much to use. The containment phase is over. Next is letting out as much as I can properly control, like I did with the levels of One for All. Oh wow. Huh. There. Admittedly, that was just a tiny one, but it's my first step towards controlling it. So little by little, I'll... Seriously? He's happy about that? Not sleeping much these days? Principal. Nonsense. I'm getting enough sleep, so don't worry. You're taking the skeletal look to the next level, it seems. Yeah, I mean, he's getting... Yikes. I mean, he's dying. Well, records of the past generations are few and far between. Lack of sleep is bad for the hair. It says, Hero History, Past Successors Quirks, Note for Midoriya. Fight. Oh, that's cool. Also, it's nearly time to announce the next round of work studies. And Deku's just like, how do you stay so calm? Thank you, All Might. That's how you mentor, right? When Deku was like, you know anything about this stuff? And All Might was just like, I don't really know, man. I was like, that's not gonna help Deku, sir. So it's I'm really happy that he's like sort of taking that initiative and it's like, I can't fight villains like that anymore, so gotta help my guy out. 241 end. Alright. Very, very, very great few chapters. I'm pretty happy like that we had the shift like this. Again, like what I love is like, you know, like what's interesting to me is one thing that people say about Hunter x Hunter is like there's like a sort of like intense arc, then a kind of cool down arc, then an intense arc, then a cool down arc. And I don't think that's true. I don't believe that. I think all of the arcs are intense in their sort of own ways. And maybe there were like tiny sort of cool down moments, like where Killua and Gon go over to Gon's home in Whale Island, and they're chilling. Like little things like that. But or like when they're like doing little bits of training before they have to go into Greed Island, and they right like and they have to prove themselves. Like that's like it's like it's real chill. All right, so I think there are little things like that. I don't think the entire arcs are like cool down sort of arcs. I think they're still pretty intense. But My Hero I think does that pretty well, where it's like here's an arc that is clearly very intense, and then here's an arc that's more like, all right, we're gonna do like a little bit of training, and oh, okay, we're gonna do some have a school festival and stuff like what I mean. That's like that stuff is like very like it's not as intense clearly as like this villain arc, like right like or Hosu City or Kamina, right? Like Kamina City or anything like that, right? So I'm glad that we're here now in that sort of cool down bit where they're just doing interviews and it's just very funny and the comedy is on point. That's kind of what I want. Like I want that for now because I'm like I can't deal with another like villain arc after this one. It would just be too much. Like my heart could not take that. But villain arc is awesome. I love it. I think what I'll need to do at some point is do like a conversation like stream. I gotta figure out how to like sort of put that on like onto OBS and do that. I have to like ask somebody how to figure that out. But that's what I want to do. And I think I can get that to work because I think there's so much to like sort of converse about. Shout out to Aniki who puts out videos for My Hero, really good like videos where he like goes through, analyzes the content that we're getting from My Hero. So Aniki Smash, you can find him on Twitter, you can find him on YouTube. All right, but also check out the My Hero podcast. All right, with Kendra and Sophie as host, Sniper of My Heart on Twitter, Chopper's Left Antler on Twitter, right? Like those two, dope content. They always have interesting guests. I've been on there a few times. They actually recently had Anime Feminist. One of the I think I want to say the editor in chief for Anime Feminist or one of them on there. Just really dope stuff. Caitlin. So definitely check that out. Check out one of those episodes. But the chapters. So the chapters were phenomenal. Phenomenal. Just like I love just how like Shigaraki was like he like that's how somebody who was just like who just does not give a damn about things in general. He's just like you just 150%. What is that? Right, he was just trolling Redestra. Once he got to that place where he like awakened, he was just like, or liberated. Right, liberated was like a better word, honestly. Right, where he's just like, all right. He's just like, oh, now you got a mecha. Now you're just a bigger target. Like he was just like, and then like, dude had to chop off his own legs to stay alive. And then bow down to him. I mean, my goodness. My goodness. It was a wrap. It was a wrap for this guy. So I'm really, really happy about where this sort of series is, where it's going. Higantomakia could just all he did he just watched. And that's the thing, right? It's like it wasn't like he wasn't like, all right, I'm bringing down Higantomakia. I'm gonna end this fool by force or whatever, right? It was like it was different. Higantomakia he responded to his like showcase of force against someone else, and not only that force, but like the fact that he showcased so much force that and right, a la sort of All For One would do it, just destroying everything. That dude was like, I can't do anything. Here's my army. Like that was wild. Like he just cracked. Like Redestra just cracked, right? Where now he's just at a place where he's just like, oh, whatever. He's cracked. All right. So I'm really, really, really happy about where this where this all has gone. I think like the future is super, super, super bright because right now, like the news is just like, oh, what's going on? You know, Endeavor is doing this great stuff. He gave us hope, but it's also like, look at all this. Hawks is like, yo, there's a lot of this stuff going on underground. Y'all don't even know. Like Japan's about to be destroyed. Folks are celebrating and like, yeah, this is so cool. Endeavor's so cool. Like, nah, son. We got All For One successor and just waiting, just waiting to destroy everybody. Like quite literally destroy everybody. Right? Like he's like, all right, I'm gonna destroy everybody but my friends. Right? And this is the thing, right? It's like it's Shigaraki, like what he is. He's very much like a trope, right? He's like that. He's like the sort of like anarchist, like you know, the power that cannot be sort of contained, that sort of thing, right? Where it's just like, I'm just gonna destroy everybody, but it's not my friends because you know they're my friends, right? He's just like that force. He's just a force, and it's like the thing is like he doesn't have to be like super super complicated necessarily. It's like you either going to stop him or you're not gonna stop him. That's it. And the thing is sometimes like it's great to have that, right? It's great to have that sort of like balance where like All For One had a very clear, right? All For One had a very clear sort of idea in terms of what he wanted to do and how he wanted to take over Japan, right? And he did. And he's like, yo, this is what I'm doing. I'm taking this like sort of just levels, right? And Shigaraki is just like, I just want to take everything out. That's all. So let's do this, right? And it's just very different. And then again, we have other villains, right? A la Gentle, who's just very low on the totem pole, right? Just very low, just like making YouTube videos, talking about I committed this tiny little crime, I stole some tea or whatever. You know what I mean? Like little things, right? But this is what Horikoshi sort of done. He's created this like there are levels to this, right? Even the Yakuza were like, they were villains, but they weren't on Shigaraki's level, right? Because Shigaraki was like, all right, let's come through, right? And it's like he took away his arms. He was like, yeah, you had a plan. You had all these little things you wanted to do. I just took it all away. That's all I did. Right? He just took it all away. And this is the sort of thing, again, it's like you can have all of these plans. You can have the calculations done and the people set in place, right? A la the MLA, right? A la the Metal Liberation Army front, right? And then some dude could just come through with his gang, with his crew and just say, right? Smack, right? And just like wreck everything, right? And not only did Shigaraki wreck everything, he said, you know what? I'm gonna destroy you. And then Shigaraki wasn't even trying to do that. Dude was just like, I'm just gonna give you everything. Like, and that's why like, it's titled Power, right? It's like, man, I think, but this is the thing, right? I don't think Shigaraki is like, sorry, this is just like, my fiance, she's just doing stuff, next door. It's fine. But, like, I don't think, Shigaraki, like, is particularly complicated in terms of like what he wants to do, right? But that's what makes him sort of like a villain that works for this manga, right? Because it's like there are all these other individuals and they're just like, and right, there are all these other individuals who have their ideals, ethics, goals, whatever. And that's all very important, right? Like, I'm not saying it's not important. It is. The issue is that Shigaraki is just like, I don't like anybody, right? Outside of people that these people that are sort of like working with me. And I'm just gonna, like, ethics, your morals, All Might, symbol of peace. He's just like, get it all out of here. Sweep, just dust it away. When somebody like like the thing that like I think that some people need to sort of like at least the way I understand it is that when you have figures like that in our sort of reality, you have to do everything sort of like in your power to make sure that you don't give them sort of like power and you don't sort of and you make sure that they don't, or and also right, like they don't have the sort of cachet or ability to like influence others, because those people are not helping nobody, right? They ain't helping nobody but themselves. All right, all right. People who like are, people who like believe in anarchy in a general sort of sense, right? There's there's a lot to like anarchist thought in terms of like politics and criticism and theory and all those different things, right? And then there's a people that are just like, I just want to watch the world burn, and like those people are just a little wild. All right, those people are a little ridiculous, like a lot of ridiculous, right? Those people haven't read the books, they haven't had the discussions, they haven't had the conversations, right? They don't even necessarily have a particular idea, in terms of like sort of what they believe in a sort of particulars kind of sense, right? Shigaraki is just like, I'm just trying to end folks. I just like destroying things, and again, it's like, the point isn't that he needs to be super complicated. The point is that he isn't. And it's that and in stories like these, when you come across, he's just a force, right? When you come across a force, you can't come up to Shigaraki and be like, hey, can we have a conversation? That's not going to do nothing. It's not going to do nothing, right? Redestro was talking to this man the whole time, and Shigaraki was just like, y'all hear something? Yeah. Y'all hear something? He is just trolling him because Shigaraki's not the kind of villain that's like, he's not like a Lex Luthor in a sort of way, right? In a sort of like, right, in a way, or even a Joker. He's not even a Joker. Like, I think Joker's very sort of different, and there's like a lot to what's going on there, depending on the iteration, right? But Shigaraki is just like a force. I think and there's a lot that comes behind that in the creation of that force. What's complex isn't Shigaraki as a villain and what he wants to do and how he sort of represents sort of the opposing force, right? Sort of the antagonist, right? The opposing force to heroism, right? But it's like, what got him there is interesting. Right? That's the stuff that I think is interesting to sort of note and like to talk about, right? And to say like, okay, let's like sort of dive into that. Let's dissect that. Let's look into that. Let's see what we can sort of find. But him as a villain, I'm like, he's just a force of nature. That's it. It's like he's just like, I'm just trying to destroy things. And he's been very clear about that. That's the thing, right? And Horikoshi's been very clear about that. So you have to sort of take, like, at least like to me, you have to take him in that way. He's not like a Voldemort, right? Voldemort has ideas. Voldemort has plans. Voldemort does things in a very sort of methodical sort of way, right? That much to me is clear if you've ever like read the Harry Potter series. And there are villains like a Voldemort, right? There are villains like a Joker who are complicated in their villainy. But like Shigaraki is just like, there are other characters who would like Shigaraki who's just like, I just want to destroy things, and that's it. And maybe there is more to Shigaraki in terms of like sort of who he is as a villain, and that might be those might be things that that might be something that I have to look into a bit more through like more conversations with people and stuff like that. But to me, as a villain, Shigaraki is just the opposing force, right? That's sort of how I see it in terms of like sort of how he is now. It's not to say that he's not going to utilize people or anything like that to sort of obtain his goal, but like as a force, he's just like, I'm just trying to destroy things. All right, that's it. That's who he is. All right, it's not super complicated. The issue, right, isn't whether it's complicated or not, or whether he's a villain that we should like sort of like, praise in his complexity in terms of what he wants to do and how he wants to do it, but that in this story he simply must be stopped. And the thing is that he is so overwhelming, not only because of his own force, but because he's got folks under him who are complicated, who do have morals and ethics and that are bolstering this force that is Shigaraki. That's what makes him so sort of scary. It's not just that, oh, I'm just a force and I'm trying to destroy folks. It's that now he's got folks under him that are organized. Right? It's like if what's his name? It's like if Gigas from Earthbound all of a sudden started working with like a Lex Luthor. Oh, it's like, dude, all we had to do was just throw Star Storms, you know what I mean, and at Gigas and like just keep doing that. Now it's like, oh, it's not even that but it's that none of that stuff particularly matters. Those thoughts that he has about justice or whatever, it doesn't matter. Like, it's like, what does justice matter if he's destroying things? And especially if he can't be convinced of anything other than, I want to destroy things. None of that stuff is particularly important once we get to that place. Now, if he was an individual that was like, oh, let's have a conversation, I want to hear what you have to say, right? And then maybe I'll change my mind and maybe I'll adjust certain things and do something like that. And maybe I wouldn't be so gung-ho destruction. Then we could sort of have a conversation about that, I think. Or like, not that we could have a conversation about that, but I think the conversation would be more useful in a sort of way. And more important in terms of the Shigaraki that we have now. The Shigaraki that we had when he was talking to Deku, that's like a different Shigaraki, right? Like his sort of shift, that's important, right? Again, like the stuff leading up to, I want to destroy things and I know that I want to destroy things and that's what I want to do and that's it. That stuff is interesting. At this point, that stuff is like his thoughts about justice and whatever. I don't even know if that stuff is even important to him now. But at one point, I think it was, because what he saw was that, whoa, like, I'm trying to do particular things and I'm trying to do things in this sort of way over here, and that's not working in the way that I want it to work. I'm not really getting anywhere in the way that I would like, in the speed that I would sort of like to, right? And so he was like, all right, I'm gonna ask you, like, what's going on? I don't understand. Like, he legit did not understand. He was like, what is it with All Might? Like, he was so upset. And then Deku sort of talked to him, and then it just like clicked for Shigaraki. He was like, oh, I just need to like destroy this figure. Right? He was like, it all comes back to All Might. Oh. He was like, he was thinking so hard about, what is it that I gotta do? How do I move forward? And he was like, oh, I'm thinking too much about this. I'm doing too much. I just gotta destroy everything in my way. And slowly but surely, he comes to that conclusion. And again, it's like, do I agree with the Shigaraki? Do I support what Shigaraki is doing? No, of course not. All right? He's trying to destroy everything. But again, like, that sort of journey that he has and sort of him figuring that stuff out, to me, that's sort of interesting. Because it's like, he even had a conversation with Deku, who is All Might's sort of successor, and Deku sort of thinks in a similar way in sort of that All Might sort of thinks, right? Because All Might is his, not only his mentor, but his idol. So he has this conversation, and it's just like, he still comes back to that. Shigaraki still comes back to destruction. And that's the sort of thing, right? This is what's very important about figures like a Shigaraki, and relating that to figures in our own realities. There are people who you can have a conversation with, and you have to know that they will not change their mind about their toxic thoughts and about the way they go about things, and the toxicity of them. They will not change. You have to understand that. You have to know that. And unfortunately, in this environment, much more quickly, right? So you have to know that, because one, you don't want to waste your time with someone who's just like, I don't really care. You don't waste your time with folks like that. All right, or at least don't waste as much time as with those folks as you are, right? It's like, you gotta know quick, fast, and in a hurry. Folks like that, are not interested in ethics or morals in up to a certain point. They're interested in their particular ethics and morals, their own toxic ethics and morals, and you have to know, like, okay, I have to sort of do my own thing, and I have to sort of like attack that in a way that I think is useful, right? And one of the useful ways in this sort of reality is to be like, all right, I'm just not gonna engage. I'm gonna do my thing. I'm gonna help people in the way that I feel like is makes sense and is effective, and that's what I'm gonna do over here. But like in My Hero Academia, what we understand is that whenever we have conversations about this sort of manga, it's like this is this space, this is this world. It's very difficult to sort of like have a conversation, be like, well, why doesn't Deku just, go on to Twitter with Shigaraki and have a conversation? Like, because it's not this world, it's My Hero Academia. And they all have powers, and Shigaraki is literally like destroying things left and right. And with a force like that, you just have to put him down. There is no other option in this particular world. Like, there's no other, like, you're not going to get through to him. All right. Now, maybe like if you're like next level optimist for this manga, and you're like, hey, maybe someone can get through to him. There's nobody that's going to get through to him. You know what I mean? And mainly because like his desire for destruction comes from a very like I don't even want to call it like it's almost like instinct. It's almost like I need to do this, right? It's just so sort of ingrained into him, in a sense, at this point in time, that it's like you ain't gonna convince him to like not like destruction. You know what I mean? Like, it's different. It's different, right? It's like, again, the way you have to sort of think about what's happening here in My Hero is like, there are certain things from this sort of reality and how we interact with individuals and the discourse that we have that you can take and bring to My Hero, especially when you're sort of talking about, heroism and right family life and friendship and romance and that sort of stuff and what's going on in My Hero. But when it comes to Shigaraki, it's like a lot of that stuff just out the window. It's just out the window. Again, he's in a lot of ways, when it comes to him as sort of a villain, as a force, he is simply a force that must be stopped. Right? He's simply a force that must be stopped. Period. That's where we are at this point with him. We're not at him having a conversation with Deku, trying to figure things out. Right? Like genuinely trying to figure things out. We're at this hand that I have on my face is just like a prop at this point, right? He's like literally like, this is just a prop. I don't even really need to wear this like that. That's where we are, right? Where he's looking at Redestro and he's like, this ideals. What is he's got influence. He's got things that I can use on my path to destruction. You know what I mean? Like, that's where he is right now. Now, again, do I think that Shigaraki isn't a complex sort of character in terms of his arc, his character arc, and all those things? No, I actually think he is complex, and there's a lot about him that I think is interesting, that I think is good, like in terms of the writing, right? But as a character at this point, simply a force that must be stopped. He must be stopped. We understand this. All right, but there's a lot that I definitely want to talk about in other conversations. I want to hear what other people have to say when I have maybe that stream. I try to set up a stream and have conversations with other folks. And I'll bring them in. But the internship arc version 2 is gonna be great. Definitely, Shotty. Definitely. Shouts out to everybody that came through. Kool-Aid 51. Havoc, what's good? All right, I'm actually gonna end the stream now. But watch it again. Look through it. In the last like 30 minutes or so, or last 40. All right. Shouts out to I'm gonna do Alita. I don't know. Today it's like 5:28. Maybe. I mean, maybe I'll like look through it and see if I can read some chapters. I might do that. I'm gonna see if I can do that. If I can do that today, then great. If I can't, then I'll try to do it sometime during the week. Maybe Wednesday, because Wednesday I will be off. Wednesday I'll be off, and I won't have started like work until Thursday. So I'll try to do maybe Wednesday. I'll today I'll do sort of like my refresher on Alita, and then Wednesday I'll do a reaction to Alita, not Alita. All right, so that's what I want to do. All right, but again, shout out to everybody that came through. To me, again, Shigaraki, like as a character, there are ways. It's not necessarily him as a character at the moment, but like his arc and all those little conversations that he's having with people, and how that sort of leads him to this idea of like, I like to destroy things, and that's what I'm gonna do. And even though I've had all these conversations with folks, and even though I've had all these experiences, and even though I've met all of these different people and been exposed to all these different people, that is where I am right now. None of that has really worked in the way that I think folks normally would like it to work, right? Normally we'd be like, please don't destroy things. But that's not where he is right now. All right. Thank y'all for coming through. Shout out to Haley, Havoc, Kool-Aid, Michael, Shadi. All right. Shout out to all y'all for coming through. All right. I'm gonna so now I'm caught up to My Hero. Definitely want to have some conversations. Watch some other videos, some other My Hero videos. Definitely want to have some convos with people. I wanna see how people think about Shigaraki. I'll probably put like a tweet out there. Just on Twitter, and just see how people what people think about like him and how he's sort of grown and that sort of thing, and how he's been written. All right, but villain arc, woo! All right, heat, nothing but heat. All right, it was so much heat they had to change the title of the manga. That's how heat it was. All right, so thank y'all for coming through. All right, I gotta get out of here. If you need to, rewatch this part of the stream where I just kind of talk about my feelings on Shigaraki and what's going on there. There's a lot to talk about. Definitely want to talk about Shigaraki some more. Definitely want to talk about the MLA, the Metal Liberation Army, and what was going on there. And I just a lot of things. But I'll try to set up a stream on that. All right. Alita, I want to say I'll react to that on Wednesday. I'm gonna read through the chapters now after I end this stream. All right, so this is a long stream, like again, mostly because it's just reading through the chapters, talking about the chapters. All right, so thank y'all for coming through. I gotta get out of here. All right, I am the Black Manga Critic, and I am out, y'all.